show that can match it. Hard to name another show that can match it. Everybody from classy to ratchet. Heat fans like Jamal keep the flame alive. Dennis Lee got the lake show locked in 5 to Dub K to Augusta GA. Talk everything from NBA to anime. Chat like homies or debate like enemies. It's all fun and games, just match my energy. Just match my energy. Just match my energy. Yeah.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to episode 34 of the Match My Energy podcast. Almost forgot. But it's your boy Dennis Lee, aka DINO Fit Dennis.
Hey, it's your boy Jamal, JC2 Bless. We back at it another week. A lot of exciting stuff, especially in the sports world we'll touch on. But before we get started, man, like, comment, and subscribe, everybody. I know we haven't been on as consistently, but hey, when we are on, we are on. So please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what y'all want to see in upcoming videos. If you feel free, you want to come on and try to match our energy, debate with us on anything. We really versatile. So I mean, whatever you got, we really can chop it up about it. So and if we're not versed on it, we can also get versed on it.
Right. Literally anything, y'all. Batman versus Superman, DC versus Marvel, Lakers versus Celtics, sweeter, safe regrets.
Bro, we can chop it up about pretty much anything.
But yeah, man. Also share, man. Matter of fact, send this episode to one friend, and then tell them to do the same thing, man. Let's start there. For sure.
Yeah, man. Before we get started, man, how your week been? Anything exciting?
You know what? Actually, yesterday, the day before yesterday, in the evening, my friend Greg the Hitman, Power 935, called me up and was like, "Hey, bro, you want to go to Zubilee?" Zubilee is this fundraiser that the Sedgwick County Zoo, the zoo here in Wichita, does every year. It's kind of expensive. It's like $175 a ticket. I think it went up to $25. But yeah, so and it's you go into the zoo, and there's lots of vendors and businesses and a whole bunch of people there. Free food, free alcohol. Shoot, I mean, that was a big selling point for me.
Once you pay that ticket, though, so might as well.
Yeah, but then if you got somebody like my boy Greg to say, "Hey, man, I got these 2 tickets just for the complimentary," you know what I'm saying? So
even better.
Yeah, that made it way better because paying whatever that price is. What's that? $350?
Yeah, $350.
$350. Yeah, $350 or $325. I don't know, but shoot, way too much for my budget normally. And so we get in there and it's a whole bunch of people, so I got to see some friends, even some friends I haven't seen in a while there. It's just a good time, man. Like a lot of just like random food to just pick through. And then of course getting to see the animals. See, I always feel kind of weird going to zoos, just because not too many people notice about me, but like I don't eat meat, one of the main reasons why is because like animals. And so like the way they're treated and all that. So like it's cool to see animals, but it also feels weird because it feels like this animal's like not in its natural habitat. I understand that like a lot of times they're being saved, but like you get to see, like when I was looking at those gorillas in there, they were just kind of like, they look bored and sad. Look like if they had phones, they just be scrolling Instagram or something. Like they just kind of, you don't really get to see them be animals, So I mean, I'm not about to go to Africa and watch them. I'm not about to get close to lions because of that.
That's why I was about to say, you want to see it in their natural habitat, or you want to be able to. But at the same time,
I'll watch them online.
Oh yeah, true. But the reason why the gorilla, how we were in quarantine at 2020. Imagine how you just walking back and forth in your house, but you can't go nowhere else. That's exactly how they felt, but even more confined. Think about that room. Stay in that room.
Right. So, and so that's the way I kind of feel about it, but I don't know. It's still a cool time. Yeah, man. So we did that. We did that last night, man. That's one of the reasons why definitely overindulged. I would say, but it was a good time. And me and the wife went out there and linked up with different people. So yeah, definitely overindulged. Went to sleep without the do rag on, and not looking as wavy. But it's all good. But man, how was
Talking
yours?
about that, yeah, same. Bro, I went to sleep without do rag on as well. Actually, for the past 2 nights, I got to get back to it because that's how I don't remember. I grew my hair for like I don't know, like a year and a half or something while I was in Kansas. And the reason I grew it out because I went to sleep without a do rag so many nights. I was like, I don't want to bounce back. Like I'm just gonna pick it out and just let it keep going. So now I'm at the point where I'm gonna have to, get back to it, especially with winter coming around. Winter coming around, especially in Georgia, the humidity kind of drops off a little bit. Still gonna be kind of warm, but you can start to get that brush session and get your waves a little bit back without the humidity and stuff your hair being so frizzy every day. So definitely have to take advantage of the winter coming. So, but yeah, man, my week straight work, of course. Haven't been doing too much. Opportunity did arise this week that I can't disclose on here. But when we get off, I'll have to chop it up with you about it.
Okay.
So, and then once it comes to fruition, then I'll definitely let the people know. So stay tuned about that. So should be a good opportunity, something that we can all share once that comes to fruition. But the opportunity came to me this week, and that's about it. Working on the car, had some issues with the car, had to take it a good year to get some work done Friday. That pretty much it. Pretty chill weekend as well. So it's kind of cooling down a little bit. It's like low 80s right now. So, we're getting ready for that fall fair weather. So maybe in another month or so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretty chill, man. Pretty chill.
Especially with fall sports and all that.
Yes, bro. I wanted to talk about something because last week, earlier this week, I went over to a homeboy crib, and everybody was talking about college football. Of course, I don't care for football too much, but me being who I am with sports and kind of being in the know, the whole talk of it was Colorado and Deion Sanders and his football team and that organization. So one of the things they was bringing up was, how historic it was for that one, for first getting the win versus a runner-up in a championship versus TCU. And then also, some of the stats from, individual players like Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. So just want to chop it up with you as well. I didn't get to hear your opinions on it. One of the things is I didn't realize that playing offense and defense was not a big deal. I thought that a lot more players did that. So I didn't know it's not as common for people to play both sides all the time.
Oh yeah.
It's like you either a wide receiver or you a cornerback. You're not usually both. So
yeah, well, in high school maybe like in high school, of course, especially in smaller schools, if we only got 30 people or whatever, then of course, or
come on back.
Yeah, but in what's it called? Like college, every once in a while you may have like a player play on both sides of the ball. Or like kickoff return or something like that. But it's more common to see that. Like you may see like a receiver or running back or something. Special teams, but like literally offense and defense. Other sides, once you get up to college, you kind of get into I'm in that position. But then in the NFL, for sure, you only gonna play your one spot, But yeah, so and then for him to play it like that and then play it that well, it's like which one is he better at? Which one is he?
He played every snap. Boy Julie's talking about like he was the best in high school as a corner and wide receiver. He came out, he was the best in both. I was like, that's crazy. And that's the conversation I was kind of leading towards was, do you think his value is because he can play both, or would he still be as valuable if he could just play one and the conversation kind of led was he can do either. He can play both, or he can just play one, and his value will still be up there just because he's that legit.
I mean, I think it kind of. That's a good question. Because I think that he
was number one in both already, so it's like
right.
It's just like a plus I can do both.
Yeah, it's definitely a plus. I think for them, it's almost like sky's the limit now because all right, so if I'm looking for him, like as a team, like let's say, all right, since I'm here in the Chiefs, if we're looking to draft someone, well, we need receivers bad, and honestly, the Chiefs need receivers bad. If we got into the NFL a little bit, it was. I heard about that. Oh my jeez, we ain't even. I won't pile on nobody. I get it, man. The pressure is the pressure, whatever. And I think he was a rookie.
Need them gloves, them little stick gloves.
Yeah, he needs some stick grip boosts. Like, so so if I'm the Chiefs GM and I'm like, man, we need a receiver. Okay, well, we watch Travis Hunter dominate as a corner, so we're like, well, we don't really need. But if we also see him there, you know what I'm saying? So now he's able to say, I can do whatever you guys need me to do. Whereas if he was just one or the other, and he played it kind of okay, because the thing is, a lot of times, and it used to be said that a lot of times cornerbacks are receivers that can't catch. Even though, like I said last week, it's a harder position, one of the things that makes it a little bit easier is you don't have to be able to catch to be a corner. All I have to do is swat the ball away or cover you, just prevent you from catching it or tackle you as soon as you get it. Mm-hmm. But him being able to catch as well as he does, that makes it scary. That makes it, you leave. Because then, okay, let's say I do throw you at cornerback. All right, we need a corner. We want you to play corner. We already got receivers. Now you're gonna be a corner that's getting every interception. Like that interception he had against TCU in the fourth close game. If that dude catches it, it's a touchdown. TCU wins. He popped up out of nowhere. The dude looked open. Like as a quarterback, like it's not even the quarterback's fault. It's not the quarterback's fault. It's not the receiver's fault. Perfect route. He's wide open. Quarterback throws a perfect pass to him. Just Travis Hunter, instant transmission right into the.
Man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I just didn't realize how, because one, the amount of snaps, like played every single snap that game, then that's crazy. Now at the end of the game, tired. Okay, at the end of the game, they asked him he was tired. Cap.
Man, I'm sure.
I think it's just like mentality and adrenaline at that point where it's like, no, I can still go. I can still go. That flight or that bus ride back home, you was iced up like LeBron. You was iced up.
Well, sure, he might be. I mean, because he's still 20 or whatever. He's still a young kid.
Boy was tired. But he's still not a robot.
But I know for a fact that boy was in there asleep. He had some good sleep that night, man. Took him a little ice bath or something. Boy, that boy was out. But no, play the hell of a game, man. Him and then even Shador. You break records the first week. Break Colorado records the first week, throwing over 500 yards. That's crazy talk. People don't throw like that.
I think that's a big statement just because of coming from the HBCU when people like this kind of discredit y'all program because he's saying, hey, you playing against, less talent pool. So that when you go and come to this bigger stage and you say, but still be able to do the same type of things. And
right.
During my group, we was also talking about like, he's only been thrown it. He's actually pretty good as a runner from his days as a quarterback in high school and also HBCU. So it's like he actually a running quarterback. So he just kind of, hey, this is just one facet of my game, but I can really do both. I'm really like
right, like a Mike Vick or like a the crazy thing, and I gotta mention one more name. I gotta mention one more name on that team. We got a Wichita kid, played at Derby High School, Dylan Edwards. Yeah.
Okay.
So we got a hometown kid who also had 4 touchdowns that game for Colorado.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh
So
wow.
Wichita's on the map. We coming, actually we've been here, with all our players. Shoot, I can go down the list. But
That's crazy. And then
yeah,
okay,
man.
so
That team looks legit, and it also shows that Dion, it ain't no fluke. I mean, I saw this thing where they said this one dude, he said if Deion Sanders' life was a rap album, it'd have no skips. Like everything is just like he dominate every part of his life as a
I'm not gonna lie.
player.
It's once his like days is done of being in the sports, if he was able to make it to the NFL head coach or whatever his end goal is, like his movie,
right?
like it's like you couldn't write a better script. Now,
Dude,
of course, it comes with challenges stuff that we probably don't know.
Yeah.
But as far as just like face value, what we see is crazy.
His injuries and stuff is probably shows the adversity.
Yeah, personal life stuff. We don't know that the ins and outs of that type of stuff. But but ask your face value stuff, like it's
his career, even just his dude. Okay. Now we also get into the baseball talk. This is a dude who, when he played, he scored a touchdown. Remember, he only played defense, right? and he was a kickoff return. And he was kickoff return. He scored a touchdown, and then he played in the World Series and hit a home run in the same day. His batting average was .533 for non-baseball people. If you score, if your batting average is 300, 0.33, 0.300, you're one of them. You're counted as like one of them when it comes to hitting. That means at 1 in every 3 times you hit the ball, or 1 in every 3 times that you're up to bat, you hit it. Hey, that's pretty good. Half the time that he was up there, it was going. And he's getting on base, and he was fast, so he's stealing bases, all that.
Man, a movie.
That's just the first part. And that's if we made a movie about the first part of his life.
A series.
Right. Just that part.
I don't think we can be able to fit all this in the movie. Got to be like 4 movies, multiple sequels. Then you had the Deion Sanders legacy with the sons and his children.
And then when he was coaching them and then when he was coaching them in like high school and all that. Like,
yeah, and then he had
that part
interaction with like Snoop Dogg and his children. Like he was like, I don't know if it was a Snoop Dogg show or Deion show. I forget which one it was, but he was doing like Snoop Dogg. Of course, he was in the football. He was trying to get his sons into football, so Deion was taking them under his wing, and then I think Shiloh was trying to get in like the rapping or whatever, and Snoop Dogg took over his wing. So it's like one connections, networking, all that kind of stuff. But it's like it's crazy just the interactions and amount of people that you have exposure to once you're at that level. But yeah, man, that's one of the things I'm like, I don't know if like the program was 1-11, so I was like, he already got the 1 win with that week. So I was like, is that already enough? Or Deion, of course, his standards was super high, so probably trying to win whatever.
At least to get to a bowl game or something, or at least
so
a winning record is already a good turnaround.
That's why
you get a winning record.
I was like, how many wins did we predict? I think a lot of people was like at least half, 5 to 6. I don't know. I think they put 12. So around that 5 or 6 range, they said after the first one. Before the first, people was kind of up in the air about how many wins, but after the first one, it kind of went up to like 5 to 6. But came this weekend, Nebraska game. I'm not, like I said, I do not follow college football. I really only see the alerts that, hey, this is going crazy from ESPN, and then you kind of turn to the game and be like, oh, snap, they got by like 2 touchdowns. I don't know if this is going to be going Nebraska way. So I turned in for a little bit, and I see Colorado up versus Nebraska. I do not know the significance of Nebraska at all. I don't know.
But they're normally, they're one of those teams that like you want to be like that. No, I mean they've had like losing seasons, but for the most part, they're one of those teams that are normally a big name team type of thing. They're like they're not an Alabama, but they're like a tier below those big names, So
crazy. But they would the
you're
announcer
used to
was
being
like,
able to be like they always win. Like normally you'd be like if you've seen Nebraska, Colorado, it's easy for you to just be like, oh yeah, Colorado's gonna win. Boom. Or no, not Colorado. You'd be like Nebraska's got that one. Boom. Like it's a no-brainer normally.
man, they had that. Deion brought this was the first home game, and they have a thing called, which I was asking people. I was like, I don't know if this is normal or not, but the turnover thrown. I don't know if you saw that, but it's like they had something on the sideline where it's like a all black throne. I'm gonna send it to you. And I believe it's when the opposing team turns the ball over, they go and celebrate over there by the turnover thrown. Something of that effect. Okay. So it's one of those to like pump yourself up, be like, hey, we actually made them do a turnover, either interception, fumble, whatever, fumble recovery. And then they go celebrate over there at the like a turnover thrown type of deal. So
okay, yeah, it's like giving like other colleges, like they'll give you like a chain or something like that.
Yeah,
when you do like something like that. Yeah.
This was during the game. Most of that stuff is after the game, but
no. For them, they be doing that like during the game. Like in Miami, they have like the U chain, and it's like a big like blink out there. You get interception, throw the chain on them. So that's
okay. I did think that was after the game, but if it's doing the game, that's also tough. That's tough because that's that's something that revs up your man. I'm ready to shine. I'm ready to get the chain. I'm ready to do this. So
I want to get the chain again. Like next down, So it's
Or at the end of the season, like I had a chain X amount of times. I was able to celebrate here X amount of times. So, but yeah, they won against Nebraska, bro. And I'm like, the announcers. I'm just listening to the announcer. Announcers like nobody saw this. If you was to say they would have won the first two games, like how they did, nobody saw this. The first game for sure nobody saw, but
they're haters. They're haters. I think.
A lot of people didn't see that now. Come on. You think a lot?
No. I mean, I think a lot of us's was already was on some like
no. A lot of
We ride behind Coach Prime.
Let me say this. Okay. A lot of black people was on Deion's bandwagon as far as, his program and stuff like that. But realistically, a lot of people said it's gonna take some time to get up, maybe to the third, fourth game. That's what a lot of my circuit. There was a lot of conversation. That's what a lot of conversation was around.
I can see that. Yeah,
was like, he's still going. The program's gonna be good. Wherever Deion's at, he does well. But we didn't see it as quickly as it's coming now. Realistically, now some of the other announcers, they was like, probably didn't see it at all. Now,
they almost had a little hate in their heart. But one thing that I've been hearing is the crazy part though, and the reason why Deion has been talking the way he's been talking, and he's been like on some like, I've been doubting and this and that, like the way he's kind of has this like chip on his shoulder talk every time he goes up to the podium, is because he's kind of shaking like the normalcy of the way coaches are looking, not even just like black coach type of vibe, but like he got his, the way he look, his swag, his give me my theme music, the way he talks to the kids and relates to them and all this type of stuff, and makes everybody wants to go play with him in a different way. Like Nick Saban currently has like beef with him, and it's funny because Alabama just lost yesterday too.
Crazy.
To Texas. And so it's like we're seeing how the hater is, is how it's looking with him. And it's mainly because he's, and a lot of other coaches as well, were looking at him like he's making a mockery, he's this and that. It's like, first off, you're talking about one of the greatest. I'm going to start with football player. And then you could go one of the greatest athletes. If we're talking GOAT athlete,
I would say he's up there.
He's up there, top three. Him, Bo Jackson. I would even say like a Wilt Chamberlain or something like that. Like you're talking about like,
one of them.
Give me any like whatever sport. Give me a tennis racket. Give me a baseball bat. Give me a football or a basketball, and I will dominate. That's the crazy part, And so you think he doesn't know about the game? You think he doesn't, like, how you just gonna act like he just doesn't know what he's doing, what he's, and the recruiting. I make it look cool to come here. I don't see the problem with that. Like,
he just changing the whole, like, the way you go
because
about doing things and stuff like that.
College is changing. College is changing. NIL. If I know, man, I'm not always gonna have the money to pay you to come here because now you can outright pay kids to go. I got to make it look cool enough to where you almost want to pay me to come to my school. Like.
Yeah, plus, the amount of looks and stuff that you about to get just by going to that school with Dion, like, like, even win or lose, the camera's going to be rolling this whole season. Win or lose.
Right.
Like, it's going to be everybody eyes out. And if you make it like a spectacular play or have an amazing game, like, your FaceTime goes, like, it skyrockets. Because now it's like, oh, look at this kid. Look at this kid. This is who Dion brought in. This is who Dion brought in. Now, you might fall off after the rest of that, but that one game, if you had a spectacular game somewhere else, it might get overlooked. You know what I mean? Even if you're in the same, what's it called? Division.
Conference and all that.
Conference and all that stuff. So, but yeah, man, it's
cool.
Really,
it's cool to see.
I'm glad. I mean, I'm like I said, I have no, foot in the door, hate toward. I was like, hey, he doing well. He cool with it.
Right.
So, hey, I'm just glad to see it, man. Hopefully, I don't know I think winning the first game and then win the second game is success, but I don't know what success look like for that program.
Yeah.
I know it looked like for Dion's like whatever championship bowl that I can get, I would love to get that, but for the program, it looks like it's going in the right direction for sure. So, and that recruiting next year about to be a whole beast.
And because of how the transfer portal worked, like literally, like now in college, you can immediately play. Yeah. It used to be if you transfer schools, you got to sit out and this and that, and then you get to play the next year after that. Come right on over. Oh, you was the starting running back over there at Alabama? We make it look cool over here. You can come right over and play, and it's getting, it's different, man. It's, but the thing that also surprised me about like how people are like, what? I didn't know they could do that. Travis, like you said, Travis Hunter was the number one. He was like the number one player for two positions, and you're like, how is he playing so well? Y'all ranked him number one. So how are you surprised when the number one ranked high school now is in college doing what he said he would do? Crazy.
And that
not even doing what he said, what you said as the rankers. Yes.
He's an athlete. Have you seen those basketball highlights?
The thing, I've been following this kid since he was in high school because of that. Like I've been following him
since 2 weeks ago, but I've seen him highlights.
No, well, because he also played. He played basketball on his team, and he was like. So I saw like I follow like Ball Is Life and all those hoop mixtape and all that type of stuff. So like I seen him. I thought he was going to play basketball. I thought he was going to go play college basketball, but then I saw him on Destroying's page.
Oh yeah, football.
And so he'd always So before he even went to college at all, he was committed to another college. I forgot who it was, and then he said, actually, I'm gonna switch and I'm gonna go to Jackson State once Dion was about to take over. And so, and that was one of those times that changed because we saw this number one ranked player decide to go to an HBCU instead of going to the Alabamas or the Notre Dames or whatever, And so we saw a lot more players start to do that. But this kid, we've seen him do that. He was a beast in basketball. That clip was crazy. Like the way he was moving.
That Hollywood, I was like, bro, the dunk.
And that's just pickup.
That's just pickup. Shooting. I'm like, he athlete, bro. Athlete. Yeah. Crazy. Crazy specimen. Talk about athletes. Another one. I ain't gonna lie. The Black community, we've been having a great weekend. Coco Gauff won the U.S. Open in tennis. She's also she's also one of the youngest since Serena Williams to win this as well. So it's not even a race; just the youngest person. Period. Like it's it's a great accomplishment. I definitely want to give her flowers while we had a platform and stuff like that. So, was I watching? I watched some clips. I can't. It's not one of those sports I tune into, but of course the clips and stuff like that I've seen. How did she win the match? Stuff I saw that clipping and stuff like that. Those sets back and forth. But do I tune in? No, tennis is not.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
I can't. I don't think I can finish. I don't know.
Like
one of
watching
sports
tennis sometimes, but
maybe live, like in person.
Yeah.
On TV, bro, I cannot watch it on TV. Like religiously. Like I have to be. The highlights is cool because see how they want to set or whatever. But live, it's also tough because I see like you see people.
Yeah. If you sit too close, you just sitting there like
boom,
neck hurt, neck hurting. Yeah. Nah, they I don't know. Like, I mean, we used to watch. I mean, well,
I like doubles. I like doubles more than singles too.
We used to watch. Well, just because we just wanted some entertainment, especially when we was on the ship. They got the World Open or the US Open or whatever. I remember it was the guys. It was like Vidal or Roger Federer and what's that other guy's name? Starts with a D. Crazy, I'm missing it because he's like one of the top players ever. So they were going back and forth. The crazy part is because of how they set up the sets, it could take a long time for this one match. So I remember I went on. We would have watches where you have to go out there and watch the water or whatever. I had a 3-hour watch. We had 3-hour shifts, right? So I'm starting. Oh man, this is pretty cool. Okay, bet. Oh shoot, I gotta go relieve old buddy. So I go relieve my dude. Sit there for 3 hours. Come back. These dudes are still playing each other. I was like, "What? Did they start it over?" They're like, "No, man, they've been going at it." I was like, 3+ hours? Like, so yeah, no, it's hard to watch. It's definitely sometimes hard to watch for me. I know a lot of people can just sit there all day. I got a cousin, my cousin T-Bone, DeMarcus shouted out. I remember since a kid, this dude could watch golf on TV. And I'm just like, you're a different type of kid, man. I can't do it. There's some sports you just can't watch, but
there's some people that
amazing.
Any sport that's on TV, they'll just flip it, ESPN, and let's go. No matter what it is. And I'm just not one of those.
I used to be able to, but I used to go watch any. I mean, I love watching hockey, baseball. I'll sit there and watch that. But then, like, I remember, like, my dad was kind of the same way. And then one day I went over there. He was in there watching NASCAR. I was like, "You one up me? You one up me?
You got it."
I'm not about to sit there and watch these left turns all day.
I don't know. Basketball, then, I could do soccer. I can't do baseball. I tried. Football, I can do a little bit more now just because I'm understanding. I think part of the reason I didn't get in with football because I wasn't understanding the game. All the positions, too many players. It was, especially younger, it was hard to keep track where the ball was going, especially with trick plays and play action stuff. I was like, so did y'all even move the ball? And the next thing they in a huddle and it's in the same spot. I said, so y'all didn't move the ball. So I'm like, but well, that's pretty much it. I can't do hockey, bro. Golf I can't do.
Man, tennis, honestly,
I can do doubles.
Give hockey a chance. Give hockey a chance. Okay.
No.
If I could convince,
we watched that. I forgot what restaurant we went to and hockey was going. It was doing like a there's weather, something like that. It went out and all that kind of stuff. But we watched hockey a little bit. I was like, Man,
okay, because
I watched one game. How about one game and then we'll go from there?
Yeah, okay. So the way I think about it, and also baseball, I would say it's getting easier to watch for like the casuals because they got a pitching clock now. So it makes the game go a lot. And they got a pitching and a hitting clock. So like you can't sit there and do like a long routine and all that. You got to hurry up and get to it. So it makes the game go a little bit faster and it's a little more enjoyable. But hockey, so maybe it's like also like from like an athlete's point of view, I think, and I know I've got a lot of hate for this, but as a person who works with athletes and understands the human body and, athletic movements, it's one of the most athletic sports I've ever seen. Put it to you like this. First off, you have to be able to skate. Start there at the basic level. You got to be able to ice skate.
True.
A lot of people can't do that. And then you have to ice skate really fast, stop on a dime, be real, agile. You're doing a lot of like basketball type movements, cutting in and outs, stuff like that. And then there's this puck, this tiny little puck that's flying around at like 200 plus, and so you got to be able to see that puck fly at you, catch it with the stick, hit it with the stick, move around. And so then you see these guys that are like, they move so like agile. It's like, how are you guys able to do this on skates when you got all this padding on and it's the way they move. And then when they get in fights, I'm like, how are y'all able to, first off, I can't even stand up straight on skates good, on ice skates.
I can't skate.
These dudes are punching each other. Like, how are you dodging and weaving on skates? Like, there's just so much to it. When we talk about accuracy and stuff like that, with like a Steph Curry or something like that, being able to shoot that puck from so far into that, and you're like, well, I know the goalie's right here. Yeah. I gotta, and a dude's coming at you to try to take you out. Like, it's so much to it. Like, so to me, that's what gets me excited about hockey.
I can give you that. I might give it a try just because of the breakdown and stuff like that, but it's definitely a tough one. I think because also I don't recognize, like, if I knew players individually or like, hey, I've been following this person.
That's true.
That's also helps a lot of it. But okay, let me ask you this then. Off the top. So with the Olympics, is there any like, what's your favorite like event or sport other than basketball? Don't say basketball.
Right.
Is there anything that's like, oh man, I'm gonna tune into this during the Olympics?
Yes, one of the ones that I really like watching, and it's not even just at the Olympic level. I like watching at the college level as well. Gymnastics. Gymnastics. I will watch that. I mean, the girls and guys, like, it's crazy to see that much athleticism and like stuff that you're like, how are you able to do that? And also the strength, like when you see them up on the rings and stuff like that. The balance, like on the balance beam and all that. Of course track. That just seems like the sprinting and stuff like that. That just seems like the most. Do
you like the individual ones or like the relay ones? All together.
Both because like,
I mean, seeing people run.
Yeah, well, it's also the skill. And I remember like I only did track once, like in 8th grade, and I wasn't that fast, and I was still like really, really small. So I did like distance, and then I did some relays. So like learning, like, you only have a certain length to do the handoff, and then there's like certain techniques to grabbing it the right way to where you don't break your stride, and then also like you don't mess them up when you're doing the handoff. It's very like, you see like the Chinese when they like, so then there's this bad. So there's all these different techniques. So like, I really like seeing the mechanics of things at work and just seeing people run really, really, like really fast. Like it's crazy, man. Swimming is pretty cool. Like,
yeah, that's probably one of my. I like the swimming. My favorite one. Okay, I don't know if my favorite, but the one that is intriguing to me is the synchronized diving. I know it's weird, but I just like seeing, like, because they're doing tricks and stuff like that in the air, and they also have to match the partner before they hit the water. It's also how they hit the water, it's the arm movements, and it's like, me as a viewer, I'm looking like, oh man, their hand slanted, your leg this way. I don't know, it's weird, but it's one of those like, I try to pick up on like what the judge will pick up on, and even if, and also another thing is creativity. So even if they hit it perfectly or to the eye it looks perfect, if it's not, if it's something like basic, it's still like,
we already seen that backflip.
Y'all gotta do something crazy together. So that's one of the more intriguing, because it's like, how much creativity can you do while falling to the water, and then also perfecting that craft with a partner, and y'all pretty much being the same, from the bouncing off the diving board, that action, to the actual performing the tricks and stuff in the air, and then hitting the water at around the same time or at the same time. So
right, and then it's like barely any splash too.
Right?
Like, yeah, that's crazy. The diving period is crazy to me because like being able to do that and then control your dive in perfect, and it's like barely any water comes up. Like, how did you master that? But of course, and I'm missing my favorite one. Of course, I love watching gymnastics, and I even volleyball. I love watching volleyball as well.
Yeah.
But my number one, boxing.
Boxing. Oh, I was about to say.
Y'all already know.
I was about to say, it gotta be something with
boxing and wrestling, man. Wrestling, I mean, I wrestle. I mean, y'all probably be like, man, this dude Dennis did every sport. Like
he didn't try at least once.
He did it in every sport, man. But okay, but this would for sure, because I mean, with wrestling, like my dad wrestled and then was a wrestling coach. I wrestled. I did 3 different styles of wrestling. Folk style, which is what they do in high school. Freestyle, which is like a better version of that. I did that in club wrestling, and then also Greco-Roman, which is a whole like that one's like you can't grab their legs. You can only, and so you guys only do like for body. So like, you can get your legs in real like so now it's like a whole different style and like a lot of different stance. So yeah, with that, it's just like, and that's like the most I don't say primitive, but it's like as a man, I guess. I don't like talking like that too much, but like as a man, it's kind of like the most basic. Here's how I show that I'm the stronger one or whatever. It goes back to like the Colosseum days and ancient Rome and all that, you know. So it's cool to see something as historic as that, you know. Before all the other sports, we had wrestling. And so
that's a nice little breakdown. I see what you're saying. I don't quite enjoy it as much as you, but I can see the breakdown that you're giving. Like, hey, we didn't have anything else to compete wise. Like, I don't know if they had like a rock throwing contest, but this would be
probably something like that. Yeah.
I mean, for sure they had those games like what you could, the distance throwing and all that kind of stuff they had, but you know, man to man, just pure strength. That's crazy.
Right. So. Yeah. It's like, how do I show? Like, I mean, it's how, you know, back then, that's how wars were won. That's how I show I'm back. Shoot, even man, there's this video of these penguins. All right, so penguins are one of my favorite animals. But dude, there's this video of these penguins fighting for this other woman, for this female penguin. And the dude was already with him. So one of the things about penguins, I know it's a random fact, y'all. But
it's like
there are very few animals that are monogamous creatures that are like, I get my wife and we just chill and we, you know, want to live a life like that. And penguins, I think wolves and whatever. But yeah, so penguins are one of those. And so then we've seen this. So in the video, there's this one that goes and challenges this dude. And so they sitting there, pat, 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 pat with their little dolphin wings or whatever. And it looks cute-ish until you hear the narrator go, penguin bones are hollow, so and they're also very hard. So it's like getting hit with a baseball bat, but they also swing like 100 times a second or something. I'm just like, I don't gotta get hurt like this,
man.
So like I saw this dude. So basically, I said all that to say like, even in other species, this, like it's the way I show like I'm challenging you to this, you know. So like. Wrestling is all that goes all the way back to that's how people used to I want to take what's yours, or how I, you know, show that I'm the better man or whatever. Like,
gotcha.
And so of course now people do like big bank versus little bank or something like that. But if we take all that away, can you fight? You know.
Take it to the basics.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can see you on that. Okay, let's see. Pivoting to if you can fight. USA, what are we doing? FIBA, I mean, yes, it went to overtime. They ended up losing to go to the finals on Friday, but you know, this was a chance to get a bronze medal against
Canada. Yeah.
And we lost that fight. I'm saying we because we rocking with US, but
USA. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Man, that's the funny thing.
And then,
black people are extra patriotic when it comes to sports and the Olympics. Yeah, let me throw a by. I feel it though,
but in the back of your head, you'd be like, yeah, we know we know what's going on for real. So
right. Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was surprising. It was surprised that didn't get to the finals. And I know a lot of people was a lot of talk, especially with Noah Lyons comments about, this the NBA champion is only, within that country. He's not really a world champion. So but this is kind of aiding his stance on it.
Yeah.
But I felt like our B team still should at least made it to the finals in the FIBA World Cup. But at the same time, like, is this something that we should be concerned about? Should we always be like, bro, every time we up on the stage, we need to send our best players. If y'all are healthy and able, just go ahead and send them out so we can stop having
I think we stopped.
It's the world picking up on, conversations like, hey,
not even
let's
just
go ahead
that.
and annihilate.
Yeah, well, but here's the thing though. Okay, so are we still the best of, like, okay, Americans?
That nice.
Are Americans still top tier when it comes to NBA still? Because I know, and like they said, like with the whole, is the NBA the world championship? And they said, well, people from all over the world come play here. This is the best league. Hey, I think it's branding. I think it's kind of like when Muhammad Ali used to say, I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. Well, kind of, but I think he was saying that even before he was. And even then, like, he said, people will call him the best ever, but there's lots of fighters who performed better than him, but it's because he said it. So we were like, yeah, I guess he is. Or like Trump, I'm the best businessman. So we're like, oh, maybe he is. But then we ignore 11, 12 bankruptcies and this and that and failed business. I'm not getting into that. But so I think that kind of, and there was a time where, in fact, USA players were the best players ever. But now we have things like, the world gets to watch it. So the same way that, like, kids our age back in the day could watch Kobe and Iverson and all these people and pick up and get better and better, or like Kyrie, I watched Iverson, or I watched this person and I practice like this. You don't think people in other countries are doing that? And another point, if, I don't know, so when you think of the top 10 best players in the league right now,
I already know you're going.
How many of them
international
are
players
from here?
Yep.
How many, you know what I'm saying? So, like, even like some of the players that you don't even, because like maybe they just black or they chill or whatever. Once this stuff starts, we go, oh shoot, wait, who's not playing for USA? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you're like, oh wait, I didn't know he was Canadian. I know he's from the Bahamas. I didn't know he's from, you know what I'm saying? So we're seeing all these different people, like Shai Gilgeous, SGA. We've been talking about him all year. Oh man, that dude, not even gonna be there. He's Canadian, guys. Or Dylan Brooks. Hey,
but Dylan dropped 39. Bro. Now I've been on the bus clowning as well, and I'm like, but on this stage, this is a bigger stage than
the
potentially
what
he was playing on the playoffs. So I'm like balling out with them threes. So it's crazy, but I mean, it's also I mean, Gil had a podcast. Well, he has his podcast with I forgot who was on there that episode, but they were debating about what would a world versus USA game even look like. And the issue I have with that one is that you can't set it up like USA versus the world unless it's just NBA focused. You know what I mean? Like if it's only NBA players can play in that, then you can do USA versus world. But if you in actuality do USA, you have USA as a country, but then you have to do another country. You can't say USA in the world because now you open it up to, like, I don't know. USA would be small compared to everybody else. That's why I was like, I don't know how they would do that.
But if we say we the best, we should be able to take them, right? If we say we the best, if we say USA is the best, blah, blah, blah,
But then they was talking about like
we only did Americans.
That's what I'm saying. But like, okay, like Kyrie's from Australia or Australian. I think it's Australian. I think he'll do that's what I'm saying. What about the things that have like dual citizenship? Yeah. Is that like how do we like is this where you're born? Like how do you determine like he's on the USA team or not? Right. That's the only thing I don't that part, but yeah. That's what
I mean, because think about that. Think about that. You got all right, so even ignoring the Kyrie, I mean, because that would be crazy too. That would be like
Australian American.
If we say that he's on the world team, you got Kyrie, you got Luka, you got Giannis, you got Embiid, you got Shai Gilgeous,
Jokic.
I
mean, and that's what they talk about.
The best
right
player
now. We got Curry, LeBron, KD. I'll probably put in Kawhi, Paul George. I mean, we got a nice little squad. But I was like, if you just playing right now, our age, like our best American players are also older, NBA wise.
That's what I'm going to say. You just named 5 players over the age of 35.
I don't know them, but they like 33. But you know what I mean? Is in that range?
No.
What? You think they're over?
You just named 5 players over the age of 35.
Dang. That's crazy.
LeBron's almost 40. He's 39. Curry, I know listen, I'm 32. On the bingo sheet.
Damn.
But and I know Curry's a few years older than me. He might be 34. We might look it up, but
he's 35. 35.
Paul George.
You think let me see. 33. Yes, I got one right.
33. Okay, 33.
Still old, but older. I don't say old because NBA old. Let me say NBA old.
Right, he's NBA old. Well, just think about that. Like Shai Gilgeous is what, 20, 21?
That's what I'm saying. All them young bucks, Giannis 25, 26, whatever. Like they gonna outrun. I think they are still gonna be like slow in pace. Just like maybe not Shai, but the bigs that they have. But but they can last longer throughout the game. Like I don't know. I'll back up.
What's his name? Dennis Schroeder just won with Germany.
Right. It's crazy, man. I think
it's a different world, man.
I think that bench would be a lot better than our bench currently. And that's just me not really thinking of all the teams. Like if I had the roster right in front of me, maybe I can pick and choose. But yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Like even my dude from Miami, Bam, he's African, so I don't know if he would play for America or not. So like,
wait. I mean, he might be African, but is he American though? Did he play on the world team or did he play on the USA team for the Rising Stars?
He played on the USA, but you've seen it's players that switch on. They switch sometimes. Like
but for that game they do it.
What's that? But I'm saying like they'll say I'll play on this, but I want to be on this team. I want to be play for my country the next year or whatever like that. So they've done that
what's the name?
times.
Yeah, like with what's the name? Paulo Banchero.
So I'm
played for us, even though he's Italian.
Exactly, and that's the same with what's called Karl Anthony Towns.
He plays for the Dominican. It's crazy because it's like he's from here. He's from New Jersey, but he played for them. But only because like I guess his mom, rest in peace to his mom. His mom was Dominican, so he's like.
That's what I'm saying. Like
for my mom and stuff.
When those with people who have different background nationalities, I'm like, where do they like if it came down to USA versus the world, that player can make the ultimate choice, be like, hey bro, I'm about to go on this side. And our American born true NBA American stars, I don't know if we gonna be able to, manage at this stage, unless we get some people out of retirement or something like that. But wait,
or the players that man. Does he? Nah, he might be more for a big 3 at this point. I don't know if he got.
I think he do. I think he can handle the big 3. That stage, world stage. I don't think he out there no more.
Yeah, he probably don't got the knees for that.
He ain't banging like that, bro. He ain't banging like that.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I think the tides are starting to change, and as much as like the NBA players gave Noah Lyles that pushback and all that, and I mean he don't know what he's talking about. We all playing the best. It's like, bro, literally, there's a such thing. Like he made a point. Like he made a point.
It's valid.
Like it's the hardest league, and NBA is the NBA is the highest paying basketball league. You know, we have China, we have all those leagues over there in Europe and Africa and blah blah blah. Sure, Canada, but when it comes down to it, man, like the track and all those world games, like you're literally going against a guy with a Jamaica on his shirt on this side and China over there and France right here. So you're actually going against people from other countries. Whereas we just playing in the same league. There ain't no flags on they like you said, there ain't no flags on there. Like and you're all mixed up. So if we actually have to go against each other, and now we're actually seeing what it looks like. We actually seeing what it looks like when you play against these different countries where we used to dominate.
That's what I'm saying. I think we need to start bringing out some talent. I don't know.
Our all-stars that we got should go do they duty to their country type of thing. That's what it almost felt like. It almost felt like
if they're not injured,
like to serve your country.
I don't know, because some teams
Olympics are military.
Yep, that's also true. I mean, it's definitely doable. I mean, at the same time, maybe they don't have that willpower. It's like, hey, girl, I gotta stay healthy for my season. This is what I'm getting paid for. If we win or lose there, you know, the medal might be nice, but I don't get paid for it if they're looking at it that way. So
right.
I can definitely see it being that
Players
way.
A lot more money. Players a lot more like money.
Money over accolades right now. So
right.
That would just be an accolade. If I was looking at American, I mean, we could put maybe Jimmy Butler out there, a Dame Lillard, Devin Booker, Anthony Davis. So that, I mean, we got a nice little lineup as well. I'm not gonna say
for sure.
We're gonna get run over. I'll say that, but it's gonna be one of those where it's like,
Also, it's team chemistry.
Cause we really don't have no bigs either. Anthony Davis, but we ain't got no bigs truly. That's like nice. All the bigs is international.
Yeah.
Almost every big. DeAndre Ayton is a what you call it? He played for another country as well, I think.
Oh shoot. Yeah, I'm trying to think of who.
That's crazy. Yeah. Every big. Oh my God.
Now I'm trying to disprove that. I'm really trying to disprove that, but
I'm gonna go NBA centers and we'll go from there.
Man.
Okay, Miles Turner, maybe. I don't know his.
But he's not even that tall like that. Like, I mean, in comparison, you know what I'm saying? Especially like other countries.
Nurkic, Valanciunas, Brook Lopez. What about Brook Lopez?
No, they're from somewhere else, I think.
Spain.
The Lopez brothers.
Good enough they got an accent?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay, Andre Drummond, that probably it.
I'm not relying on Andre Drummond.
That's a nigga.
You want to prove that.
I'm looking up his nationality.
No, but I'm saying like, but like,
are you talking about someone who's talented as well? Yeah, I'm just looking for a center at this point. I can't even rely on.
Hey, yeah, that's crazy. But with this, well, never mind. I was getting ready to say Karl Anthony Towns, but he plays for the Dominican Republic. So
exactly. Dang, Drummond. He from New York, born in New York, but his parents are Jamaican, so he potentially could even
play for Jamaica. Dang.
I'm saying that's what I'm like. I don't care if you talk about like talent wise. We just got to pick up somebody now at this point.
I never even thought about that. Yeah, we don't
all
really
the bigs,
have
bro.
It like that no more.
Yeah,
Dwight Howard.
I think he's from.
I mean, he's
actually.
Yeah, he's from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I remember watching that. They had like a little special back when he was in high school for the All-American. You know how they do the little thing where they follow them around during the All-Star or the All-American, the McDonald's and all that.
Dang.
That was a funny one. If you go back and watch
are
that.
From Georgia, I'm just playing.
I know. Well, because he was already on the Olympic team.
Yep. But I'm
back
saying,
into the
like I
league.
said, they still. I mean, you can play for like all the
Oh,
NBA
never mind. He's
players
not in the
that
league.
got the dual citizenship. They can all play for USA if they choose to. But you know, like I said, the big. I mean, yeah, I think Howard's still active too. So technically, he can still can run the floor. But maybe JaVale McGee. I don't know where he's from.
Oh yeah, JaVale McGee. Yeah, he's from here. He was he played. He played on the Olympic team, I think.
True.
So dang. And so did his mom.
Yeah, I seen that interview with Club Shay Shay with him and his mom. So that was
that's dope, man.
It was a pretty good episode there, man.
You know, the crazy thing is now he's about to play for the Kings. And I seen that thing that said, so basically like his mom played for the Sparks and the Monarchs and played for the Olympics. So now he'll have played for the Lakers, the Kings, and for the Olympic team. So like they all went to the same teams. Or she played for the women's versions of those, but you know.
That's dope.
That's
though.
crazy.
I think it's about that time for JaVale to wrap it up though.
No, for sure.
I mean, height wise, he's still gonna deter people at the in the paint and then also rebounding, but I think it's about that time for him as well.
You know what? I think with him, I think it's like coaching that has messed him up. So, where a lot of times like you'll see like players, there's that one player, Hassan Whiteside. He's a big from here.
Oh yeah.
But it's like some stuff like that where you'll see like these players that are like super, super good, but the coach can kind of like make it to where they don't look as good. Maybe not on purpose, but like, hey, we want to run it through this player, or these two options. Yeah. So like he doesn't get used the right way, but I think he's like super talented, man. Or it could be like also, if you keep treating me like crap, it kind of like makes me go like, man, what's the point? Sometimes if you're not a strong mind, it can kind of get to you. Or how they tried to make Dwight Howard look. It made Dwight Howard look like all of a sudden he just became sucky. Or even when he played for the Lakers the first time, they made it seem like he was just rash for us. And when he was averaging high 20s and like 12 rebounds.
I'm still mad that he got off the top 75. Like he should definitely get the honor. Come on. I love Dame Lillard, but I'm like, of all the names right now, I put in Dwight. I'm also putting him over Anthony Davis, but that's just me in the top 75. Because
I'll put him as like top one of the top 10 centers of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I put him up there as well. I'm just saying, like, just play because you know how people say, "Hey, you can't have him in the top 75. Who taking out?" I'm talking at least it's two names off rip. I would take off right now. So I'm like, Anthony Davis, what have he done? I'm like, yeah, you won a ring, but one was with LeBron.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of other players there that don't have rings on that list. So the ring is not the factor that gets you on that top 75. So I'm like,
I mean, you won the same ring that Dwight got. You won the same ring. Dwight was on that team too. So we talking rings. He got
multiple defensive players of the years. I'm like, he was a menace. You did not want to see him in a Magic uniform. Like,
yes.
Bro. Well, you don't want to see him in no uniform, but the Magic time, that series, bro, he was. I'm talking. No, people don't understand. I'm talking about the huge shoulders with those sleeves, the arm sleeves. Bro, nobody can mess with that. I think the arm sleeves gave him superpower, honestly. That's crazy. Those massive shoulders.
Because he gained all that muscle. Because when he first came in, he wasn't that big, and he came back with those giant shoulders. And he's one of those players.
Them tiny legs, bro. He looked intimidating, though. He looked intimidating.
He's one of those players where injuries is unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate he had those injuries because he's in that Eddie Hardaway, the T-Mac talk, the Grant Hills, the Brandon Roy talk, where if you don't get hurt, and that's kind of why I kind of like want to. I think I would secede, I guess. I can't think. Concede with the Magic Johnson talk with him, because a lot of times what I say is the thing that stopped him from being the greatest is AIDS or whatever, or HIV. But that goes with anything else, like, I mean, Tracy McGrady ends up being better than Kobe if, he doesn't get as injured, or so and
Penny
so
Hardaway
and
could have been
becomes
crazy. They talk about him
Penny
and
Hardaway,
Shaq would have been that duo.
right? And so there's lots of players
what's
that
crazy?
were like that.
Because even like if Penny was successful, like not okay. If Penny was healthy, I don't know. I say healthy, not successful. Healthy with Shaq. I know you're a Kobe fan. I just don't know how it would do it because Shaq wouldn't have been with the Lakers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
he still would have ran with Penny in them. So I'm like, to me, that would change the course.
And this goes
history,
against
bro.
that. This goes with that Jordan slander. Like that was that Magic team that bounced the Bulls in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
They don't talk about when the players they talk about when certain players lose in the finals. They don't talk about when other teams get knocked out in the first round.
That's what I'm saying. That's what, yeah. We don't want to turn to that discussion, but most times nobody want to talk about like players getting bounced in the playoff. They don't care about like, oh, he got bounced in the finals or he didn't get. I was like, but did you get there?
Right, you know how hard it is to get to said finals. Yeah. So,
and I got to keep on with that energy because until Miami wins another one, I got to at least keep telling people, the last 3 out of the 4 years, we have been there. You know what I mean? Like we have been conference finals. It just sucks to lose, but we at least keep saying we are a decent team to really get there. Whether it's, you think it's fluky with the bubble, you think it's all the injury in this past season, regardless. We battled as well. We got there. Once Dame come, then Bron gonna come, and then Wade gonna come back, and we gonna run the back.
You're talking crazy talk now. You're talking crazy. I mean, he's not going back there.
We need something, man. Because all that Dame talk, man, I'm like, for nothing to happen right now, I'm like, come on now.
Yeah. And they're actively trying to not make him go there. Like, I think the Blazers. I'm like, but. Yeah.
And then we didn't trade all our pieces. We made room. I'm like, come on, please. Now y'all got us in a bind. They probably did it on purpose, but hey, it is what it is. Politics in the NBA.
Right. The entertainment league.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, and so I think now with I guess to say all that, kind of veered off, but that's why I don't think that like the NBA or the American players can talk that talk until they show us again, because the league looks a whole lot different when most of the players that we're even marketing, the players that we market aren't even from here. So how can we say that the USA is world champion?
Right.
We're actively debating right now, like, who's the best players right now? And then they'll say like, I think Jokic is the best player that we see right now. I don't know, Luka, the way they changed the game. Oh man, actually, Giannis. I'm like, well, you're gonna say anybody born in America?
Yeah,
Well, Embiid, the way Embiid played. Okay, another one not born here. Gotcha. Then they finally get to Curry. Like,
it's gonna be. I mean, if we don't step up, I'll say the next, 2-3 years when those players start retiring, like it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, like right now we say maybe the top 5, but it's gonna be next top 10, all international players. You know what I mean? It's gonna be at least in NBA. So it's gonna be might be a wrap.
Man, let's see what they do though. I mean, the Olympics are next year. The Olympics are next year in Paris, man. We'll see what type of regrouping. This could be that part in the Redeem Team documentary where they're like, yo, we had to
No, I think we definitely got it next year. We still have some talent, especially with some of those players that's on the team now, mixed with like the Kevin Durant's, the LeBron. I don't know if LeBron will play, but see, that's the thing. I don't know who. Let me not speak then. I gotta see what the roster look like before I say, hey, we can probably get it next year.
We should. I mean, but the only thing is like
Devin Booker gonna be out there for sure.
Like ideally, you'd want a LeBron, you want KD, you want that, but knowing that by that time we're talking about a 40-year-old, almost 41-year-old LeBron.
Yeah, then plus
going into his 22nd year in the league, bro needs to chill in the offseason if he wants to keep this up. And then you got KD, who of course we want to see him do it.
I was saying they already got their gold medals. It's no
injuries. Yeah, I already did that before. And he's getting older, like with him, he'll be 37 or something like that.
Older.
38. Yeah, so it's like,
yeah,
you know, so hopefully people can step it up. I mean, shoot, even players like Eric Gordon didn't even play for US. I was like, wait, he's not from here either.
Bro, I'm telling you, we ain't really got nobody. For real.
I mean, Derrick Rose ain't trying to play. I mean, he shouldn't. He need to sit down, but
no.
Yeah,
Derrick Rose will come off the bench off this team we got now. I'm just saying.
You know, and the crazy part is how they expect us to win when our best players was, and y'all know how I feel about Anthony Edwards, but if our best player is Anthony Edwards and what's the other one they've been trying to champion? Austin Reeves. Come on, y'all. Come on. Y'all hyping ourselves up for nothing.
Right. I'm not gonna lie.
Way.
Austin Reeves overrated. I'm gonna say it right now. Austin Reeves overrated. He shouldn't even been on that team. He got a whole bunch of He got so many like hype for the playoff with his run with the Lakers. But I'm like, bro, I think it was some other candidates that would have been more than willing to come and then more talented as well.
Right.
Obviously, if he did that consistently for like 2-3 years, then cool. But I'm like, come on now. He just came to
that was some Linsanity type.
He got some. Talk about Linsanity. Okay, but it's the same. It's
you know what? Honestly, he could have played for us. He's American.
Who?
Jeremy Lin. I mean, he's Asian, but he's American.
He ain't playing for us.
I mean, he probably wouldn't have made the cut, but he count as American.
I'm saying he wouldn't even want to, like, he'll go overseas to play. He wouldn't even play for us. That's what I'm saying. So even if
they're not giving him a chance. Yeah.
But yeah, man. Austin Reeves is overrated. I don't care what y'all say. Unless he come out and average something crazy this year, which I doubt it. I mean,
I agree. I mean, but people get hyped every time they see
a decent role player. That guy paid. Like, it ain't nothing crazy. So yeah, man.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was weird. It was definitely weird to see. It also made old buddy look right. Like all that stuff y'all was trying to talk to rebuttal when Noah Lyles said that. Now look, 4th place. The USA is 4th place in the world. That sounds crazy to me. But hey,
that's where we are currently.
Right. 4th best.
It is what it is.
But man, shoots. Man, how far we been going? Actually,
about an hour and a half, so hour 15.
Yeah, shoot. Because I mean, well, we'll talk about that at a different time. I know we've seen it. We both seen it. We said we were going to talk about it, but we can save that for it's a bigger, like we have a little bit more time with they clone Tyrone. But
yeah, we're gonna do a movie review. And then hopefully you watch Winning Time. We can do that. You know,
for sure.
We can do like a little review. We do a review episode. So yeah, let us know what other stuff y'all guys are watching so we can, get our thoughts on that as well. Hopefully y'all get some, some good recommendations out there. I don't know. I ain't really nothing really popping off right now.
Man, what you been listening to, man? Because I know that the climate is getting kind of weird. Where a lot of players, I've noticed a lot of especially like in rap and hip hop, there hasn't been as many notable releases and stuff like that, and a lot of people have been kind of laying low this year. So what you been listening to?
I got some really good artists that I've been listening to the past month. Let me bring up the album names. So I won't butcher nothing for nobody. Let's have it. So one was for sure Killer Mike album.
Yes.
Bro. Killer Mike album.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The amount of imagery within the lyrics, the connections or the features, the background singers and all that stuff that's in all these different songs. Like it is, it is audibly pleasing to listen to, especially with the Atlanta, slang in there. I mean, of course, I'm always digging with that. So, yeah, bro, I think he up for album of the year, rap album. If people are tuned in for sure. Another person, Reason, he has a album out called Porches. Now I've been listening to his with the he did an interview with the Breakfast Club talking about, what was it about? And pretty much he was talking about the things and choices that people have seen and done surrounded about porches, hanging around on the porches. That's also a thing that's, prominent in the Black community, just kind of sitting down and seeing things. And his is actually a story or a narration of, some things that actually happened. Maybe not to him directly, or maybe like people that he know. He mentioned that it was something that happened to one of his friends on one of the songs, but didn't disclose the name. But it's all about, some of those actions where, one example he had gave was a kid saw his brother get active, or like, streetwise get active on a porch. And then his brother came back and it was like, he was looking to his older brother to see if he would do anything about it, type of deal. And the pressure that comes to people, especially in that environment, is that you have to do something. So when that little kid grows up, he actually had to, be a part of that as well. And that's part of the story of him doing something came later in the album. So you listen to, he listened to how his older brother talked. What actions did he take on that porch? And then when he has the same decision later on in his life, on that same porch, he has the same, have to have those same decisions. Now, of course, I'm like overly simplifying. I definitely have to listen to all the games so I get the whole story and everything. And also listen to Reason. Reason is the name of the artist, but listen to his explanation of it so y'all can get what his full thoughts and explanation. Mine just how I'm taking it. Okay. So, but yeah, that was a dope concept because the music is also dope, but it's also a narration that's also pretty dope. I've been listening to a lot of Aaron May. That's kind of probably on a chill vibe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I like him, man. Yeah, from Houston.
Yeah, Joey Badass. I've been listening to a lot of Joey. And then Nas came out with another album, Magic 2.
How'd you feel about that one?
And I listened to one playthrough, and I'm like, I don't know if I can listen to it again right now. That's how I'm on.
To me, he's on a good run. Like, cause like with his whole Magic and King's Disease series.
Yes.
But if I had to rank them, I think this newest Magic 2 is probably it's not bad, but it's kind of like, especially in comparison to all the other ones.
Like, yeah, I think I got to do like a road trip and just kind of play it and listen again. But it's going to be one of those I turn on type deal. But that's about it, man. That's really about my rotation besides the same artists I've been listening to. But new music, that's pretty much it. But right now, Killer Mike been going crazy on my, repeat stuff like that. So, what about you, man? What's your wavelength?
And I was on Killer Mike for a little bit. That was a really good album. Only thing I guess lately I've been kind of on like I think I told you, offline. I've been like on Afro beats a lot more lately. So first Burna Boy. I've been listening to a lot of Burna Boy, and he just put out an album that's really good. It's just like, it just gives me a good cheer up type of happy vibe, even with just the music. And then like when you actually like listen to some of the words or watch the music videos with some, with his songs, you're like, wow, that was kind of powerful there too. There's this R&B artist I've been listening to. Her name is Jazzy. Nice little vibes too, because let me see what's the name of that. The album that he just released a deluxe version of this. Well, I guess the first one was an EP, and this one's like a whole album, and it's Songs for Women, Free Game for Niggas. And so yeah, she's like I guess. Obviously, by the way she makes it sound, I guess she's like a lesbian, and like how she's like putting these songs together. So you listen to this woman voice talk about like getting with women and stuff like that, and you're just kind of like, so like you listen to it as a dude, and you almost relate more to So man, maybe I should try to talk like that. Maybe I should, the same way like if you listen to like guys and you're like,
Right.
okay, yeah, let me try to take that from that. But also the way it's produced. She's under, what's it, Love Records, which is Diddy's.
Mm-hmm.
So Diddy Diddy with his R&B, like when he got R&B acts, he steps up, So yeah, I've been listening to that. Who else? Of course, I actually went back and listened to Big Crit a little bit. I've been on Yo Dude, yeah. So
I love to hear it.
I just skip around really because like
I love
you
to
really
hear
can't
it.
go. Sometimes you with Big Crit, you just kind of do like this, like just close your eyes and this one. Like
That's what I do.
good.
I mean, it's something biased for certain movies, but for the most part, man,
Right.
I can.
Yeah.
Hey, that's like the go-to. Like if I'm like, hey, by myself, I already know what music I want to listen to. Like, hey, shuffle ain't doing it for me. That's the artist I probably
Right.
one of the top 3 artists I probably put on.
Just go back to that. Yeah. So yeah, mainly that. And then of course, like I still listen to my dude Monday Night. Just when I'm on that like the lyrical New York feel. Cause I like that type of hip hop still. I'm still on that like the bars and those grimy New York beats. Like it makes me feel like hip hop. Like, so still be on that. Ben Riley. Ben Riley is another one. I can't remember where he's from, but he kind of has like a Kendrick-esque vibe, but I don't think it'll be like the Kendrick that you kind of don't like.
Yeah.
Like, and so I think you like his voice. To me, honestly, it's just his voice sounds similar. I mean, he can't help that. Like, but so yeah, I didn't really listen to Utopia yet, so I can't really say like, oh, Travis Scott. But I know that did come out.
I forgot about that. I've been listening to Utopia. It's all right. It's not up there with my albums. I'm a huge Travis Scott fan though, but
okay,
it's not really up there with the. But Fiend, that song, that sing, I've been like that's on repeat. It ain't even saying much on that song, but it's up there on repeat. It's a while for me. But it's like
it's like with some music, you don't gotta say too much. You're gonna be lyrical. Sometimes if you just have like great production, just take me there while I'm driving. I'm just in like a little zone.
That's a lot of Travis Scott songs. But anyway, so
okay.
But that one I would say road trip vibes for sure. Like just put it on while you listening, vibing, kind of zoning out. That's how I kind of took this album.
Okay.
Some of the it's like 3 or 4 that's like, okay, I'm about to turn this one on, but I only did one full playthrough. I need to listen to it again to get my full thoughts on it. But right now it's kind of like 6 out of 10 type of deal. It's like a couple of bangs on there, but like I said, let me get another full run through. I like to do that. I do one run through, but I'm like, let me not judge it just off just one. Let me go back.
Right.
And sometimes I tell people it's also how you listen to it. Like sometimes somebody might hear the song for the first time, like out and about, hear it somewhere, or they go to a club type scene and hear it there.
Right.
You take it differently. Like, are you sitting down actually listening to lyrics and it's on my headphones, like on an airplane ride or whatever, or at home? Are you doing
or is it during a workout? You listen while you're working out, you got a different feel. Yeah.
It's all about the mood and how you obtain, like, listen to that music is how people, resonate with it as well. So that's why I tell people, like, for me, I like to do mostly listen to like newer albums in the car. One, I got a little, a little sub in there, so I got a little bang already in the car. But I'm also more, at least I'm usually driving myself. Is also have a little more, seclusion where I can just zone into just the music while I'm, driving around, stuff like that. So that's kind of how I take like new music in. So
so if you had like, all right, so to the listeners, if you like out of the people that you named, if you had one song for them to listen to or whatever, like, hey, y'all go listen to this one song from who I mentioned, what would that one be?
From the recent people or from
from what you just or from any of the ones, any of like the songs or the people that you named, like whether it's from the Killer Mike album or
from Killer Mike, Down by Law. It's the first track, bro. That
one go crazy. Yeah.
And then he got what's his name? What's his name? He's singing on it. CeeLo Green singing in the background. Vocals going crazy. It kind of opens the door of how the album goes and flows, it already kind of gets you in that feeling of how you should feel. And that's what I like about that song, because some intros, I'm like, y'all
No,
put
that's
so
real.
much effort into like opening, it just don't hit for me. I'm like, I shouldn't be able to skip. Like, I shouldn't go straight to
You
song
shouldn't
2
skip an
off rip.
intro. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
unless the intro is like just them talking or something, like something 30-second type intro. But if it's truly a song, I feel like it should be a banger to start off, and then you should have, at least how I see certain albums, I'm like, you should have a banger in the beginning, one in the middle,
Right.
and one to close it out. During the rest, I mean, I will hope everything is nice, but if not, space it out. Space out your heat. Don't do it top heavy. Don't do it bottom heavy.
Right.
How you selecting your tracks, but at the same time, maybe they don't know how it'll go when they put it together. I don't know, but some people should know what's heat or not. But I would say Down by Law, Killer Mike album, and then I'm Good Love, Enjoy, Aaron May. I've been writing that one like I'm Good Love, Enjoy.
Okay, that could be a whole other time. Okay, sure. Yeah, man. If I gotta give two,
get two.
Burner Boy. It's a bonus track actually. Taliban's 2. I have been bumping that over and over. I don't know why. So that one go crazy. Get in the car, feel that one. Before the weather get bad, because you want to feel like, boss, like I should almost have my window down or something. So that, and then Jazzy from one of the songs from her album, She Asked Me.
Spell it. Spell it.
For Jazzy, Jozzy.
All right.
Yeah. She Asked Me. Now that, I don't know. Hey, I know you love your R&B. First off, go to that whole album. It's pretty fire the way it's put together. Like I said, it's called Songs for Women, Free Game for Niggas.
Okay.
But yeah, no, She Asked Me is one on there. I mean, really, there's a few on there that I could probably say, but I like the way that one feel, So yeah, those two. Man, I've been needing to get back to Aaron May though. I ain't seen him, or I ain't really tuned in.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I caught that wave late, and then Pandora's playing that single, I'm Good, Love, and Joy. And I was like, yep, this is really resonating with me. So I've been listen to all his stuff and going back and listen to his old music and stuff like that, older albums and mixtapes and stuff like that. I don't really know if people put out mixtapes, but whatever projects, I'll say that. So
right.
So yeah, I've been listening to a lot of him as well, but those are like more good vibe. Not what a good vibe. I don't know. It's like there's certain vibes you want to have and moves when you driving and stuff like that and whatever. And I feel like he has one of those like on the calmer side of things where it's not so rah type hip hop. So
okay, yeah, that yeah. So y'all check them out if y'all just a little bit of enlightenment if y'all want.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, so move on to the last thing. Get on up out of here. Shoutouts.
Yes. I'm gonna let you go first. I forgot
mine. So yeah, man. Ran into them last night at Zubilee. Cool people. Friend of mine and her boyfriend. They actually opened up a coffee shop here. It's actually doing pretty well. It's off of Douglas and Hillside, right there, kind of in that little College Hill area. It's called Coffee Daze, DAZE. Pretty good. They got great coffee. It's all local, like literally, like both of them are from here. Tiffany Tran and Nelson Tovar. And also, I mean, Nelson, he actually owns 2 barbershops here. So like, it's just like seeing the hustlers hustle, and so it's just a thriving coffee shop here. But it just opened like literally this year. This year it just started, and so yeah, good people. If y'all, Wichita listeners, you want some coffee, you don't want to just always go support the big old giant Starbucks or the scooters or whatever. Go there for the vibes, for the coffee. They also got like avocado toast and little breakfast type foods to eat along with it. Definitely go check them out. Shooter, even hit up Primetime Barbershops since I'm shouting out one of his businesses. He also got the other one. Yeah, he's been cutting hair for a while. So yeah, check them out. Tiffany Tran, Nelson Tovar at Coffee Days for Primetime Barbershop.
Okay, yeah, y'all tune in, especially local. My shout out this week is I got 2 books here by Harold Green III. It's a Black artist. And these are poem books. I'm putting one at a time. So one is Black Oak, and he has different I don't know, like poems based off certain women and Black men in the industry. It can be like an activist, an athlete. So it's like 1 or 2 pages dedicated to a person that he does a poem, what they've done and what they mean to the culture. And it's pretty insightful. I mean, some of the names, at least for the guys, like he has like Tyler Perry on one. He has, of course, Wade on there. Black Thought, Colin Kaepernick, some reverends, John Legend. So it's some names that I recognize, some names I don't recognize. And then I go and do some research on them once I see those. I like some poetry. I haven't been on it heavy. I used to have like I don't know what that book is, but it's Hughes, like Langston Hughes collection of all his poems. It used to be a thick book that I had. I just don't know where I'm at right now with it. But I like those type of poems and stuff like that. That kind of resonate a little bit better with me. So shout out to him. I saw it randomly at Barnes and Noble. It was available, and I just picked them up. So,
okay,
yeah, man.
Check it.
I'm gonna send all the names.
Definitely tune in.
I'm gonna send all the names of the book and of the artists to you because I think it's definitely a good read. It's like $12 each. So.
Okay, bet. Yeah, because I definitely love poetry and art and all that. So I'm gonna definitely tune in. Shoot, matter of fact, you mentioned Langston Hughes, and I've been on Langston Hughes since I was like a little kid. I even have like Dreamer tattooed right here because of his poem Dreams. It's that hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a frozen field, frozen with snow.
Okay. All right. See this? I mean, guys, this is why, we are friends. I mean, we are like, it's just so many parts of our life that we can like connect on.
Like we don't even be knowing sometimes. We don't even know.
Saying, like,
there's this thing I feel a little weird about saying, but here I go. And then like, you'll be like,
he's like, really my brother, bro. So that's why I'm like, it's one of those, like, you get to do something where, we both can do the same type of reflection, different parts of the country, but at the same time, man, we have a similar take on different things and how we feel about certain things. So, yeah, man, it's yeah.
And that
kind of y'all friend like that. Hope y'all find your friends.
And I really kind of, and I know we about to go, but like, it kind of, I guess that kind of speaks to like having, like not knowing what's out there because like think about this, like you're from Georgia. I'm from Wichita, Kansas. I know I said like your state, but like, and like you wouldn't have known, and like our ages, right. Like we wouldn't have went to school at the same time, like so.
Right. You would have been like, 4 years. So yeah, you would be looking at me like,
this kid, what I'm saying? So like it's certain things like you don't know your community, and sometimes a lot of times people feel alone or like they don't have, as weird as you may think you are, there's always people out there that can relate to you, that can make you not feel so lonely in this world or so like weird or whatever. Like there are puzzle pieces for you in this world. Right. There's community and you just never know. And luckily with social media, with like Facebook groups, sometimes like we've found like Facebook groups for ourselves, like that one anime and hip hop group, like now you'll see some stuff in there, some dude from Chicago then posting something, you're like, man, I was the same way, or even now, like you'll notice like people will be like, hey, remember when this happened? Or remember this from your childhood? And you'd be like, how did you have the same childhood as me? And you from Florida or whatever?
It's a lot of memes out there like that where it's like everybody been raised the same, different in certain households, no matter what part of the country you are from or part of the world you're from.
Be like, remember these cups? Remember that chair? And you're like, how did y'all have the same cups that I had in my house?
Yeah, I done came to the same family reunion, same cookouts. Everybody had the same type of. I mean, that's what they say. You know how people say you got everybody got that same uncle, that same cousin, the same family member, like positive or negatively, but everybody got that in their life. So it's like, that's some things where race and everything doesn't always have to align. Like you have different connections that you can, bond over. So.
Yeah,
but yeah, man.
So it's like, man,
if y'all want
to, start a group or something like that, or something to where we don't feel, to just like connect with us or start or feel more invited, I guess, or feel like a little less lonely or a little less like, man, I know I'm weird. I know I'm this. That's what I used to feel, man. Like it used to really make me feel like growing up, like I had few actual friends, and for the most part, like I just like, even this is a little too weird for this friend. Even this is a little bit too weird for this one or whatever, or this doesn't fit. And then now seeing somebody where even when I'm like, yeah, man, there's this weird thing. I don't say like, oh, here's this weird thing. But like, I'll be like, oh yeah, man, I used to like, and then you'd be like, yeah, man, here goes all these poetry books that I'm like,
exactly.
Dude, I literally write poetry all the time. Like, I mean,
he's like, yeah, poetry. Bro, this is on my same wave. So
yeah. So you never know who you guys will find or how you'll connect. Sure. Just know that you're not alone. Not even just like with like love life, but like friendships and family or whoever you get to create as your family, So yeah. I don't know. I just thought that was pretty cool. Like,
yeah, for sure, man. For sure, man. I mean, like I said, that's why we had this platform, bring up certain things because we don't know. We find stuff about each other, things we like in common, things we don't like. So,
right. Or even then, like, yo, put me on this.
Family, if y'all want to be part of the family, like, comment, and subscribe, and reach out and talk about what y'all think y'all have common with us or disagree with us on. So, but yeah, man, we just need that, that engagement. We've been having some good positive comments and notes about the podcast. But if you have any, constructive criticism or anything like that, say, hey, y'all need to change this up. Y'all need to talk less about this, more about that. We'll take it under consideration. I'm not gonna say we're gonna change stuff up, but we'll take it under consideration.
Right, hey, for sure. Because honestly, like we said before, y'all just kind of getting a peek into two friends just chatting a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, we talk all the time online or even texting or whatever. But this is our catching up for the week and then talking about some of our stuff. So
facts.
Man. Yeah, like I say every week though, whether we chat like bros or I debate you like an enemy, it's all fun and games. Just match my energy.
Yeah, we are gone.
Just match my energy. Just match my energy. Yeah.